Set session discussion. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Set book session discussion. Uh, this week's topic is about death, suicide. So we going to discuss on these topics and some knowledge on the karma as well. And the questionnaires were saying about in one of the term we can term death as suicide as well in the term of subconscious mind in that realm. So we'll discuss in depth on these topics. First, we'll go with childhood traumas affecting with the adulthood. So, sir, if you can please shed some light on that topic. Yeah.
Let me start from a very abstract viewpoint. What is life? Life is a journey with a purpose. Now, on the physical earth, right, if I really want to educate you on that perspective, right, I had prepared a few slides which could help us look at ourselves from different viewpoints, right? Can I share? I don't know if I have the
Yes, sir. I made you
permissions to
co-host.
share.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I made you co-host. Yeah.
So let us learn to. That's right. I thought I had explained this some time ago, right?
Yeah, you did,
Right.
sir.
So let's go into the next level to this, right? Now, if we take our existence, right, we are a layered structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And each of this structure has its own universe. Right? We are a layered structure. At the bottommost, we have got what we call the physical body or the Annamaya Kosha.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which is surrounded by an environment which is Pranamaya Kosha, the etheric body. Okay. Now, on that, right, is the emotional body or the astral body, and above that, the emotional body. And whatever is existing in that environment, when it is precipitated, it is experienced by the human body.
Yeah.
All of you are with me till now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, this is essential. So just like when you take a photograph and keep on enlarging it, enlarging it, enlarging it, and enlarging it, till you break it down to pixels, right? You cannot make out the picture when it is broken down into pixels. It is all
Yeah.
scattered, dispersed, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And as you are able to focus and condense that frame, you are able to discern the content of that.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Right? Now, keep this in mind. This is very important. So, what is the difference between the clear picture versus a dispersed or enlarged picture. As you are bringing them closer, the pixels closer to form a complete picture or a comprehensible picture, right? What is the difference? Can I say it is the density?
Yeah.
Right? The density of the pixels or the packaging within a condensed state to an expanded state is what enables us to communicate between one layer and the other layer. Right? As we expand, our consciousness is also expanding. Right? That means you can see the picture not only when it is physical, you are able to see not with your senses, but beyond that, with your inner senses, right? You are able to see it in the etheric form. You are able to see it in the astral form. You are able to see and experience it in the emotional form, in the mental form, and in different dimensions as your consciousness expands, right? Now, in each environment, there is a particular characteristic of this perceptivity, this ability to experience, right? Those characteristics is what defines our consciousness in that realm of existence. Is that clear?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, if we are able to expand our vision, right, then we are able to perceive the whole thing. Otherwise, it is unmanifested or invisible to us, and we are not able to comprehend what that is. Correct? Keep this
Yeah.
in mind. Now, let us visit the question. What is the question? Just repeat it for my benefit.
Yes, sir. So, childhood traumas affecting the adulthood.
Correct. Now, imagine that pixel. What is the content of the pixel? Right? Let me see if I have got another favorite Joe Dispenza's image that always, right, influences or creates the overall game plan that I get influenced by. Right? I'll pull it out. Okay. Right? Simple, natural phenomena or process in nature. When two atoms interact, there is an energy, right? We don't see that energy, but the energy is still there. We think that energy is under our control when we are conscious, and we don't we don't have it in our visibility when it is stored in your subconscious. Okay. Now, the process is two atoms, when they come together, it becomes a molecule. Right? When a number of molecules interact, right, it becomes a chemical. When chemicals interact, it becomes a cell. Right? When these cells interact, right? They become a tissue, and then the process continues. A number of tissues becomes an organ, a number of organs becomes a system, and a number of systems becomes a body. Okay. This is fixed. You can't change, right? Now, what is this gray colored material in between in all the pictures that you see as common, which has become a physical entity? The process is clear, right? You take wheat, you run it through a process, it becomes a chapati, it becomes a samosa, and so on, right? What is the difference between a chapati and a samosa when the raw material is the same?
The form and the shape.
And the contents within,
Right.
right? But where are these existing before they are physical? In your mind?
Yeah.
In your memory?
Mm.
In your experience?
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Now, these actually, that experience, that feeling, that desire, and all those entities are spread all around you in your environment as a pixel in the in the picture that you have created for yourself. Okay, right? They are existing. What is connecting you to that picture? Your breath. Right? You are breathing in, breathing out. In the process, there are particles of your body which are distributed, or the radiations from your body which are going out. And right now, there are two ways this process works. One, which is under the influence of what you call the mind. Right? Now, the mind is itself three components. This picture I am removing now. This is clear, right? So far?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Now let's go down. Let's go down to a wonderful concept that I have picked up from the soul contract decoded. Okay. The mind. There is a mind which is existing in the topmost layer. The energies there are intuition, love and joy, observation, right? Then you have got what, coming to the physical world, you have got a conscious mind, which is actions, willpower, decisions, plans, behavior, analysis, goals, etc. That's come one level below. Then you have got this conscious mind processes an activity and breaks it down and stores it in what you call subconscious. Right? That subconscious is, if you break it down, there are emotions, there are values. Right? Now, what is the language in which you understand the subconscious speaking to the conscious? They are your emotions, they are your pictures, they are your experiences. What is stored is experiences. What is stored is pictures, not language. Okay? Right? The language is the action or the transformation from a picture from a pixel into something physical.
Mm.
That means what is stored in the subconscious is patterns.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what you create out of your unconscious, when I say unconscious, it is your habits, right? Your
Mm.
beliefs, etc., which is now creating the raw material, which is the Panchabhutas, okay? And the Panchabhutas, the Akasha in Panchabhutas is the pattern.
Mm. So that's
One
where everything
portion
is
of the
stored.
pattern, yes, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
everything is a pattern. There is
Mm.
a pattern that is existing within you
Mm.
based on your belief system and all that in the current life, and the patterns that you have created as your experience in the previous portions of the journey,
Mm.
right? The journey has got stages which you have segregated them into childhood. Well, that means you have brought in the perspective of timing into the journey. First 1 hour, next 3 hours, next 5 hours, and then total 10 hours.
Mm.
Right? Now, that you are giving it a name: childhood, adolescence, adulthood, then old age.
Mm.
Okay? Now tell me, is the answer to your question within the vicinity or visibility of the transformation from pixel to manifestation?
Mm.
Is it clear? So now childhood is one part of the journey.
Mm.
In that journey, you have got certain characteristics saying that a chapati has to be triangular in shape, not round.
Mm.
Right? Now, wherever you go, what is the impression that hits you? First is, oh, this is also a chapati. I thought it is only round. Right?
Mm.
So, what is happening? The mind, the pattern in that mind is influencing the communication that you are doing. What you are
Mm.
doing as a communication to the external world
Mm.
creates your image outside,
Hmm.
right? But what of the pattern that you are creating internally? It influences the form and shape of what you are in the physical world,
Yes.
Mm.
right? QED, right? You know what you do when you create a theorem and then you answer the
Yes.
question, right?
Question easily
What
done.
a red demonstrandum,
Random.
right? So you got it? Is the answer to your question clear?
Yes, sir.
So you're saying, sir, that the patterns or the characteristics we acquire in our childhood, they continue to influence
Influence
our
you.
Influence. Mm.
And
throughout.
now the interesting part is, if that is influencing my progression in life, how do I change it?
Change the pattern.
Okay.
Mm.
One, change the pattern and
Yeah.
stay
From
with the new
triangle,
pattern. Ah, you may be
from
the
triangle
circle.
roti to circle roti.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is the ocean of consciousness. Now
So,
there are
sir, but this
different
is
strata. Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
No. I mean,
No,
I
I
will
was just thinking
integrate.
like
Hmm.
sometimes like the to break the pattern, like what is the best way to break those patterns that you have grown up with? Is there like some
Okay,
process
then let
or
us start at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, these are all patterns,
Mm,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, now these are coming to you as symbols.
Mhm.
Now, you have anything here? One second. These patterns, okay. What's this? Yeah. Now, if your body were created as components, right? Okay. And these are energy patterns that are getting influenced internally. And so I have the other picture which will help. There. Okay. Right? This is the body.
Yeah.
From an energy perspective. Right? This is surrounded by the aura. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. These are all the breath waves that are going through. And you have got the eliminative system, you have got the generative system, you have got the digestive system, you have got the respiratory system, you have got the neuter, and then you have got the brain. Right? So all these are patterns that you are going to circulate to the individual shape of the chapati. Right? Now, those patterns that are coming here, do I have that other diagram? Okay, so now these patterns, okay, if it is not here, there is another place I can show it to you from. The stone, yeah, index. You are all able to see this diagram?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, right, now let us say you are bringing a pattern, whether internal or external, it acts as a magnet in a field. It is scattering that content. Right? Now, if you have to change and come to a state where this magnet that is here doesn't influence the flow of energy here, right? That means whatever is this signal in the same pattern of flow of energy has to encounter something that is more powerful than it, so that it is this direction doesn't change. Are you getting me, Neeluji?
Yes, sir. Trying to.
Direction. What is direction doesn't change mean, sir?
See, there is a particular natural way of flow. Right? You introduce a disturbance in the energy by means of an element that can change the flow.
Right. Okay.
That is, water is flowing in a particular direction, you can construct a dam over it. Okay, you are change the direction of flow. And then whatever changed direction is there, the body should have the ability to withstand that change. Right? That ability, that strength to manage the impact of that change needs to be your immunity. Right? If your immunity is very strong, you are able to ensure that you are not affected by that change,
Yes.
by that influence, right?
Hmm.
So one is increase your immunity.
Hmm.
The second is, right? Where is that other diagram?
But sir, just one question. How to increase that immunity? Like, are there particular things or we should do to
Meditation. One
meditation?
is meditation. The
Yes.
second is Swadhyaya.
Swadhyaya,
Swadhyaya. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
energy,
Basics.
Right.
increase your
So
energy. Yeah.
increase your awareness in simple
Awareness.
terms,
Hmm.
Mhm.
right? If I give you
Yeah.
an answer that way, tomorrow again, if a similar situation comes, you'll again ask me a question. Instead of that, I'm giving you a longer answer so that you don't have to ask anyone about anything in future. One answer
Yes,
will
sir.
do.
Hmm.
Now, right? So, doctor, not doctor, Mr. Bob Proctor, one of the greatest speaker and motivator I have heard, even though in YouTube, right? Now, how to bring about a change, right? All your thoughts, which become ideas
Mhm.
by the power of your free will, get stored as a pattern, which is a process, and I will call it a program in your subconscious,
Okay.
right? Even your habit is a chain of events, right?
Right.
Hmm.
But then that process is handed over to the body as a habit.
Mm.
Now, once it has become a habit, it is controlling you. Remember that. You are
Hmm.
not
Yes.
controlling it,
Right.
right?
Agree.
That is the power that you have given to it, right?
Hmm.
That is what becomes an emotion. Energy in motion is emotion.
Mm.
Are you with me?
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, that is an automated energy in motion is a habit.
Hmm.
But under the influence of conscious change that you are bringing in, right? Till it has become automated and immersed
Stored.
into the body as a new habit,
Hmm.
right? You will be under the control of the old habit,
Yes.
right? Once you have been able to change that pattern, which you will call a process, you will call it a habit, you will call it a new way of doing it, right? You are controlled by the old. Now you have to move into the realm of controlled by the new. What are your strengths? You are gaining wisdom of how you got there, right? You are understanding that, and the feedback mechanism that you have is broken down. The CKD form of ideas is your touch, your taste, your hearing, whatever is the feedback that you are getting through your experience, internal or external, through your observation, which could be internal or external. And that is what is manifesting as your problem or the solution to it there. Does that answer your question, Niluji?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. Sorry, I take a long way of answering deliberately.
No, I'm just so impressed by the work like I see on your slides, sir. I'm like, this is treasure.
It is.
Amazing.
No, it is a treasure when we are able to use it. Otherwise, it is just a waste. Collection of so many lines and patterns and what.
Oh, lot of hard work, and this is like amazing. Like I'm just so
No, when I
mesmerized by
read a
this.
book, see, when I read a book, I explained in one of the classes how I read a book, right?
Mm.
For every concept, I need 12 books minimum.
Mm.
That gives me 12 independent perspectives of the interpretation delivered by the author.
Yeah.
Right? Just like Google Map, my accuracy of understanding increases. Just like Google Map has got every vehicle that is moving, it is able to create a pattern. That pattern, he is condensing, and he is able to say, oh, you are doing at 40 kilometers, 40 miles an hour. Okay, you will take 2 hours to reach this destination.
Mm.
Right? This is the best way to reach the destination.
Mhm.
Right? He is able to give you all that information, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If a simple algorithm is able to give me that kind of an information, why can't I generate it in my day-to-day life?
Mm.
That's the pattern. Yeah. So that's the way this has got created. So there are individual bunches of concepts depending upon a question, right? I would be able to answer. It is a treasure indeed. I'll just join in a minute. Think of the next
Okay.
question.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Kirtiji, do you want that link? I can like send it to you, share it with you after this class for the spiritual tablets.
No, no, I have that. It's in one
Oh,
of
you
the
have it.
groups.
No,
Yeah.
Oh,
please
yeah, yeah.
join.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please join.
Sure, sir.
Even though I may not be there to guide your learning, the masters who are there should be able to help.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is tremendous information. I tell you, whether
Mm.
it's spiritual tablets or any topic, if you are able to take it down to the broken down condition, as they call the CKD form, completely
Mhm.
knocked down,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And put them into your perspective,
Mm.
right? That is how you learn. That is how you benefit from all this content. Next question.
Mm. Yes, sir.
So now
Mass.
you look at death, you
Mm.
look at your existence, look at your rebirth plan, look at your free will. All
Mm.
these integrated is Mr. Seth and the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now
Yes,
let
sir.
us go into understanding of what is death.
Mm.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Based upon your belief system, based upon, right? Okay. Forget the English. Just focus on the dotted line diagram and full line diagram. Right? Let us say that this is the soul.
Mm.
Right? It has just emerged. That means there are various kingdoms of existence and progression, starting with the Big Bang, breakdown into particles, the condensation of the particles, right? Creation of various universes which have got certain characteristics that can continue with life and so on, right? And their own individual progression in that element. So you started as an element, right? Captured energy, captured wisdom over the years. You have moved through being minerals. You have transformed yourself from a group of minerals to a structure of a bone, right? So minerals has become bones, right? Then the interaction promoted what you call creation of amoeba, and from amoeba you progressed into protoplasma, right? The solution around you that created rise to the plant. Again, the plant kingdom is nothing but energy. A pattern, the combination of water, earth crust, fire, and air, right? In a pattern, that pattern became, right? But then the transformation keeps happening as a natural phenomenon. From this protoplasma, the interactions went on happening and you gave rise to protozoa. That became the plant kingdom, zoology. Right? Now, zoology progressed, the interaction continued, and from animal kingdom, you became a human kingdom. You started existing as a soul. The soul has got, as I was explaining in the last class, 35 lessons to be learned, characterized into infant soul, baby soul, adolescent soul, adult soul, and right, old soul or infinite soul. This journey is in small groups because it is huge journey, right? The energy levels have to support this kind of a lengthy journey. So you have divided it, broken down the lessons into various phases. But because you wanted to give it the flexibility of self-learn, right? Evolve on your own at your time frame, right? You had to create something that can be understood in a language in each of the environments that you exist in. Right? Okay. One of that explanation in the physical environment, you are calling it death.
Okay, yeah, in the physical realm.
Correct. Right? Just like there is a scenario you are creating, that means you are going for dinner. Okay? You are going to exist in a particular manner for which you are planning, right? What you are going to wear, how you are going to look, how you are going to experience the journey to the destination of the restaurant, what that restaurant is going to serve you, who are the people who are going to play a role, right? All these is one scenario that you have painted for yourself. Okay? You wear the dress, you undergo the journey, you undergo the experience, right? And you come back home. You discard all those clothings. You only retain that experience. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This entire process, the beginning is birth, the
Mm.
completion is death.
Mm.
In the physical way.
Mm.
But are you as an individual continuing to exist?
Yes.
As a soul, yes. Mm.
So that is the underlying message of this entire chapter if you look at it.
Mm.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Next question. So
So
all
that
of
is
you
why,
are,
sir,
yeah.
sorry.
No,
So
go ahead,
that
go
is
ahead.
why Seth was saying that each death is in a way considered a suicide because we
Yes.
plan for it, because we have
Now,
designed it to happen.
no. Now you brought in the other element. Let us take the same dinner experience. Okay.
Mm.
You go to the restaurant, he serves you, it is not in line with what you expected. You are a vegetarian, that fellow doesn't serve anything vegetarian. What will you do to that experience of the hotel or dining out? You will
Just walk out.
discard that particular hotel
Right.
and you will redesign your experience and go to a different hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Right.
Okay. So what have you done? You have terminated that particular experience at that hotel and you have recreated a new hotel, new environment to undergo the experience. Right? So what
Yes.
you have done in this in this example is you have taken it to termination.
Mm.
Okay. You have changed the destination. But your experience is not over. But if you come back home, right, and redesign and change the direction of your destination, then that becomes termination by choice. That termination by choice, even though it is akin to a death, you are giving it a new name, it is suicide.
Mm. No, but sir, in the book and the audio that I was listening to, I thought I heard saying Seth saying to Barry or Barry responding like each death in a way is a suicide.
Correct, right? So,
Is it because that because we have designed that experience for ourselves to go through
yes,
in that life?
right? Yes, right? So it is somewhere here. Okay, right?
Yeah, that each death is a suicide.
Correct. That each death is a suicide, in that each person chooses the exact moment and the
Moment.
method of their death.
Mm.
Okay. Compare this to the hotel experience that we were just discussing.
Right.
You have chosen, you have terminated,
Right.
right? So when you draw the life plan, right, the soul helps you draw, I mean, the spirit guides, etc., whatever they call them, they help you design a life with a number of exit points,
Mm.
right? But then you also have the power of the free will to decide your exit pattern, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
what are your conditions for abort? One, I have finished my project. Okay, life purpose is achieved,
Mm.
right? Second, the project is tantamounting to eating a chocolate elephant, which is not possible to do it in one go.
Mm.
Right? So that becomes the second condition. The third one is you are not able to stay aligned to what you have created. You are not able to getting the head and tail of what is happening. Then you will terminate.
Mm.
But you have not programmed this in your original routine, right?
Soul plan.
In your soul plan, right? As a result, you still need to execute project exit, right? Under the guidance of your free will, you may still decide to exit, right? So if these exits are the modes and you are doing it using your free will, right? You will call it death, right?
Mm.
Now, let us try to read the English that he has given. Suicide is no escape, nor is there punishment. In other words, whatever you are running from or trying to avoid will just pop up in another incarnation. That means it is project incomplete, right? That lesson
Right.
incomplete has to be
Mm.
completed. Correct. Whatever challenges that are not dealt with in one lifetime do not simply disappear because you have killed yourself. To avoid them or found other ways to avoid them. To avoid them is the word there,
Mm.
right? So suicide may be chosen, may be a chosen endpoint, but it is not a solution to what was behind the creation of the event or circumstance that creates the motive to want to kill yourself. So let's forget kill yourself. What was
Mm.
the intent of taking birth? It was to experience certain things,
Mm.
right? But you have chosen to end that journey for whatever reason. You have decided to change the hotel for your, you change the restaurant for your experience. Right? We just discussed that experience, correct? So when
Mm.
we change that restaurant, you have to redo the entire packaging. Let us say you are living in the Irish community. Now, Irish hotels, unless you are dressed in formals, they don't allow you inside.
Mm.
There are even beer bars in UK where if you are not dressed in that style, you will not be entertained inside. You will not be allowed. There will be a bouncer waiting for you.
Mm.
Right? So now those are all the new circumstances. So you will decide to end that. Right? Okay. Often the pause that naturally occurs in linear time before we act would lead to self-reflection, which may dispel the desire to act on suicide. And then you can continue the momentum of your life. Other people may put it this way. Understand that this too shall pass. This desire, right,
If you,
within
yeah.
quotes, right? Desire and the associated feeling is the key driver, right? It gives, if you give it some time. Now you think you don't have enough time, so you have to terminate it. So, right, you got it why it is that way, right? That
Yes, sir.
each death is a suicide. In that, each person chooses the exact moment. Now, death, I gave you 4 examples, correct?
Mm.
I said death when the project is over, death when you have
Yeah.
bitten too much than what you can chew, or
Mhm.
the goals are not going to be achieved. Okay, then you will do a natural exit point, right? That becomes the end point that he is referring to here, a chosen end point, right? Now that is
Yeah.
natural death. If you do it willfully, that too is akin to death.
Mm.
That is what he's trying to say here. In that, each person chooses the exact moment and the method of his death. Got it?
Yeah, before they, in the soul contract or in the soul plan, when they come before, like, you're actually born, you
Correct.
decide your moments.
Correct.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then you have got the free will to
Yes.
guide you. That is another way of saying that free will attacked. Right?
Mm.
That's the action. So
Thank you,
that
sir.
takes you to the reincarnation. In the reincarnation, these are all lessons that are incomplete out of the 35. Changed
Mm.
dimension, right? So when you are doing a particular syllabi in your school, and that syllabi is no more existing and you still want to learn that, you have to undergo the new syllabi, right?
Mm.
So incomplete lessons become part of your new syllabus.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yes, sir. So how do we just get out of this cycle? Attain
By
moksha.
completing all the 35 lessons, that means you have to merge with the ultimate consciousness. So that means you have to be leading your life in a manner in which the life is under your control, not you are
Mm.
under the control of life.
Yes, sir.
That becomes enlightenment. That means desire and feeling are balanced, and there is nothing more you desire. You have completed all your desires. Right? So that is what will define. I'll just join you in a minute. Yeah, next question. You are muted and you are talking, Kirti, can't hear.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody have any questions on this particular topic? If not, I have some questions, sir. So
Yeah, go ahead.
this
Be
was from the
specific
last
now.
session. Yeah.
Oh, one
Uh,
question. One
yeah,
question.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead,
So,
please.
so suicide is really looked very negatively upon, and
Your voice is not clear, ma'am.
so I was saying suicide is looked at very negatively, and obviously it is very traumatic for everybody around. Definitely, this is an eye opener. Learning the soul plan, but uh, I mean, those kind of tendencies you seem to see be in people, like you said, that is a pattern, right?
Correct, correct,
So, and she asked before that how to break the pattern, but
correct.
so the growth is in breaking the pattern, but where does the strength come from? Because right now the biggest problem in worldwide is the suicide problem, and if that is it was if and the question I wanted to ask was that I had felt or read somewhere, read actually that suicide people are punished by God and all of those things. So,
That
what
is
is your
all.
thought process?
The best answer for that is one word. It is a combination of two words, which is BULL hyphen SHIT. Now, right? Let's go back to that presentation. Okay. What are you nurtured, right? How are you nurtured during your progression from infancy to babyhood to adolescence to adulthood? It is a set of experiences. Right?
Yes.
It is
Yes.
a set of wait. The diagram is here. Why talk so much? Yes. So, your thoughts, your feelings, over a period of time becomes attitude. Okay? The continued repeated attitudes over a period of time, that experience gets classified as beliefs. Okay? And that becomes perceptions. Now, in all these states, who is controlling the individual? The body or his mind and his knowledge and his wisdom? Which one is controlling? Zubiaji?
His wisdom from whatever he has learned.
No, not his wisdom. His body is controlling because his
Oh, right.
body, right? His body is this, right?
Yes. Yes.
His
Emotion. Right.
body, his memory, his experience, right?
Right.
And by this diagram, we have established, right, that they have become his perceptions, which is nothing but beliefs over time.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Right? Now he has to go back to using the natural process that he has been nurtured with, right? He has to do it under the control of the conscious mind. Right? Conscious mind means the mind is controlling the body, not the body controlling the mind.
Got it.
Correct?
So you have to relearn that program in the right way.
Yes. Till it has become, you have to take it in the same cycle. Right? You have to take it as a same cycle till it has been stored as a program that is a perception, right? It is only then in autopilot.
Okay.
Right? So what are these? These are nothing but the programs that you have stored in the earlier diagram I was using. Which diagram? Yeah. You can take this also. Okay. So now if you have got a particular health problem, right? And that disease you want to eliminate, you have to again, this is the ecosystem that you have, correct?
Yes.
This is the only ecosystem. You got the thoughts, which is your conscious mind. That thoughts have become a program. There is a sequential way in which the thought is getting executed, right? That is generating the feeling. That feeling is then creating a scenario where that energy is getting into motion to confirm or create an action, right? That action is creating an experience. That's the vicious circle, correct? And then we will come to a stage. You switch on, it will go through that process, and I will generate light. Right? That's the way that entire process will work, and that's the way you will. Right? Left to itself, it knows what to do. But then, because you are again a collection of 100 to 150 trillion cells, depending upon the BMI, correct? Right. So now, if that process is defined, either conscious, you do this, unconscious, that will take over. So the whole thing, that action, that thoughts, that feelings and actions are going to be common in autopilot. That means the body is controlling you, the involuntary system is controlling you, or you do it voluntarily. That means the conscious mind is controlling the process doesn't change. Either the process is influenced or is having total control. Got it?
Yes, yes, I understand. So until we innately understand and it becomes like at our
The
cellular level,
process within,
the process within. Yes,
correct.
got
That
it.
means which is a habit. Whether the
Yes, yes,
habit is triggered in autopilot or it is triggered manually, right, is a choice that we make.
yes. Thank you.
Next question. Beautiful questions. I am enjoying it.
Okay, sir. Might be little irrelevant, but I'm a little curious. You said like Joe Dispenza has a method to explain we will breathe out in 7 breaths or something you
7
said.
seconds.
7 seconds. Yeah, I'm interested to know more on that, sir.
Okay. Right. Now, breathing in and breathing out is one of the involuntary functions.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And that is a function done by the respiratory system. Okay?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, your emotion controls the rate at which you breathe in and breathe out.
Yes.
And the entire life is one way convertible to the number of breaths. Yes?
Yeah.
How many? So, if you do a research and try to take the takeaway points, number of breaths defines your life. Let us say 10 hours, or let us say 1 hour, right? Somebody who is breathing 100 times in 1 hour is somebody who is highly emotional. Because energy is getting consumed with every breath, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And then there are other parts of the body that are also. Now, under normal circumstances, that means under the state of equilibrium, the entire body does a breathing in a particular pattern. Right? Got it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, that rhythm that you are talking about, the cycle between breathe in and breathe out, if that were one cycle, right, you can represent it in the time frame. Because these are all waves, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, if everything is under control and you are in absolute homeostasis, or in simple English, in equilibrium, that means you are conscious of everything. Which means when in meditation, when you are into deep trance, what is the rate of your breath?
Very
Very
slow.
Very
maybe.
slow, right?
Yeah.
It is about 6 times per minute. Okay, you will even go down. Right? At the lowest, when you are breathing every 7 seconds, let us say, your breathe in, breathe out is 7 seconds. Right? That means you have brought down the pace of breath to a state which is highly tolerable wherein you are not generating excess cortisols, etc. Right? That means a normal pattern of breathing. That which keeps the body mechanism working normally is optimized to 7 seconds. If you are doing 7 seconds, how many breaths are you doing per minute? In 60 minutes, how many will you take? About 8 to 10 or less?
Wow.
Maybe 6 or 7, correct? Got it?
Yeah.
Kirti,
Yes, sir.
you followed why he is saying 7 seconds? It could be 8 seconds, it could be 6 seconds. Because all these are depending upon the chemicals that make you. Right? He has just taken 6 like GPS because he does this research in his lab very regularly, right? With meditators and others. Got it?
Yes, sir.
You should read 2 books.
Hmm.
One is Breath, written by a journalist.
Hmm.
I think Adam Jones, or I don't remember his name. And the other one is Breathing Cure. You will understand the breath pattern and all that properly. I will post that book in the group. Okay? These 2 books.
Okay, sir. Sure. Yeah, I was reading this the book you shared, Spirit World.
Ah,
So here
yeah.
there's still some more left. So I was wondering, like, let me relate that to this topic. So here, let's see the termination, right? I'm not using the word because my kid is here, right?
You can say
So
end of life. You can say end of life.
yeah, end of like self-decision, right?
Yeah.
Not completing the task, and so there are realms specified in that in the book, right, sir? So where do you think that will stand? Where would the soul go then?
Then I didn't understand the question. Unless I missed something.
So when we are terminating, so that the experience is not completed, or it
I
usually in
explained
most of
this.
the
I explained this with the example of a rocket, right? Recollect? Don't. Let me see if
okay.
I am related to the diagram. Yeah. Continue with your question.
So this is mostly based out of fear or something. That is the way then we choose that option, right, sir? Not 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 happily, right? There's a negative aspect to it to make that happen.
Okay. Yeah.
So that will rest under the lower realms, right, sir? I mean, as per
Not
this.
necessary. See,
Uh,
is your body controlling you through emotions, or are you consciously controlling the body?
no,
There are
at
only
that
2
moment.
lines to think. Correct.
Mm,
At any moment,
mm,
who is having the control?
mm.
He decides for you or against you.
Okay.
See, I have not taken those leaves into this. Looks like. Where is my, it's here. Okay. Right? Now, This is another book by name Emotional Equations. Okay, right? Now, is this the ecosystem that an individual is existing? You call him the body, mind, and spirit, right? Okay. Human-made environment as well as the natural environment. There are two of them, correct? Right? Then
Yes.
there is the culture, the community, the expectations, blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, the equations that guide you are either activated, deactivated, the experience is pleasant or unpleasant. Now, how does that influence us? You have given certain names to certain kinds of experiences, right? You have called it love, you have called it surprise, you have called it cheerfulness, you have called it affection, you have called it joy, right? You have called it sad, you have called it fear, you have called it anger. And if you break it down further to fit into the mechanism, the involuntary part, the wheat to the grains of wheat to a completed chapati. That is the natural process, right? That is atoms becoming molecules, becoming chemicals, becoming cells, and so on, right? All these are going to be the energies under the influence of which that natural process is going to function. Right? Now, if you trigger something that is dominating based on either your desire or on your feeling, right? That is the action.
Right.
Okay? Which translates to any of these. Right? So, that becomes the journey part that you are learning or not learning, that either you exist between unpleasant and pleasant.
Right.
Right? So now there are some laws that can govern that, and you can extend your Newton's laws of motion to these three. Right? So you are under equilibrium. On the other side, you have got forces that are acting on you. These could be the peace of mind or chaos.
Right. Pleasant, unpleasant.
Okay, correct. Pleasant and unpleasant is the experience. So that triggers your motivation to act, right? Depth of feelings that are triggering that particular action that you are going to take. The level of stress is, the reason could be politics, it could be advertising, it could be your own internally generated feeling, right? Depth of that feeling. That is going to generate a friction, right? It is going to generate the friction, right? The human being is either going to treat it as a reaction or an action. But increase the level of wisdom, he will neither act nor react, he will respond. He will respond. Right? So that is what is going to control what you are talking of. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you will eliminate that friction. You will eliminate that friction so that action is equal to reaction or reaction is equal to action. That is what is a response. Got it?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So how do you respond to difficult times? How do you find contentment, etc., is what is contained in that book. Emotional equations, right? So then in life, based on your experience, you will create an equation for yourself, right?
Mm. Mm.
And then you will give a definition to each of those words. Despair, complete loss, or absence of hope. That is when you are desperate, right?
Right.
Right. Then what is suffering? Suffering is equal to, oh, this color I have to change. The state of undergoing, where is that? This is hidden, is it? Oh, this has got multi-layered, is it? That is why. Where is this slide totally missing in that? Okay. Right. So here, okay. So somewhere here, there is another slide. Okay. Right. Anyway, I can't change it right away unless. No, I don't have it here. Doesn't matter. Right. I will locate that slide. So here what we are saying is the state of undergoing pain, distress, or hardship. That is suffering, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Or what is the meaning of it? The meaning is intended to communicate something that is not directly expressed. Right. That is what. So from reading Louis Hay, Joe Dispenza, all these people about yourself, what do you understand? Pain is inevitable. Suffering is an option. Soul suffering is part of our plan. Why did you invite that? To learn. This is the wisdom part I'm talking about. What have I learned? Have I converted it to wisdom? Now, what is the difference between what information you get and in wisdom? So, you take the information. Before that, it is data. Remember, data is getting transformed based on the algorithms that are already created in your mind, wide your experience, wide your belief and all, is getting converted to wisdom. Right. That is triggering the action or reaction in you.
Right.
Correct. So, yes. I have converted it to wisdom, or that means, have I taken any lessons from it? Right. Now, a feeling of hopelessness sets in when our expectations are not within limit, right? So you will take you will break it down like this. There are despairs, suffering minus meaning. Disappointment is equal to expectation, sans the reality. Regret is equal to disappointment plus responsibility. Even if you are not, right? When you are under regret, you will take for everything, you will say, I am responsible. Right. Right? And so on. So these are all your lessons of life. Right? So you will convert that into a sort of a mathematical representation. Okay. So what have you learned? This is what happened to you, right? So how is that influencing your progression? Correct?
Yes.
There is also a YouTube link.
My name is Sri Sani, and I'm your Miss World America. America is a welcoming and resilient nation filled with great artists, sports fans, and heroes. As the first Indian American Miss World America, I proudly represent America's inclusion and diversity. I not only represent 333 million Americans, but also my Indian heritage of 1.5 billion Indians all over the world. To honor our country's veterans, I helped construct one of the largest American flags. I grew up in Washington State. My life was filled with many challenges. I'm a heart patient with a complete heart block. I underwent a pacemaker surgery at age 12, and I will have 8 more heart surgeries during my lifetime. While in university, I was in a car accident that left me with bleeding wounds all over my face. Yet, my parents inspired me to have a solution and possibility-focused mindset, which helped me turn my adversities to advocacy. I'm only here today because of God's grace and medical treatment. So I feel like I have an overwhelming obligation to do everything I can to help heal others. With great dedication for the past 10 years, I have served over 100 nonprofits. Weekly, I would create inspiring online content, initiate new service projects, and make phone calls to energize donors to donate funds. I have had the honor of graduating from University of Washington while being a visiting student at Harvard, Yale, and Stanford University. My goal is to obtain a doctorate degree in public policy and to one day become U.S. Secretary of Education. I want to inspire people to be less judgmental and love wholeheartedly. I invite you all to join me and my sisters in Puerto Rico as we share our love for humanity. Nos vemos pronto, Puerto Rico.
Now, what is the message you are getting out of that?
Wow. Beautiful, sir.
Positivity.
She still kept on going. She didn't
So
give up.
exactly. Right?
Don't
You
give up.
just see
She
what
chose
all she had
suffering as an
undergone.
option.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm.
Mommy.
Right? So how beautiful you can make your life. Yeah. Right. So I mean that's so then if you take Abraham Lincoln, 49 times he lost the elections till he was 49 years, not 49 times. Right? And how did he take it? Did he take it as a failure? He did not. Right? And what drove him? I have been too familiar with disappointments to be very much chagrined, to be surprised. In other words, he had a realistic view of life. There would be large and small tragedies and disappointments, but he would move on, right? Lincoln's humble roots and unravished view of himself didn't stop him from achieving, but they did temper his expectations. One expert suggests that what gave him the ability to continue moving ahead was a search for meaning that Abraham Lincoln pursued throughout his life. The desire to move on. Correct? So this is the perfect example of disappointment is equal to expectations minus reality, wherein the individual is controlling all of them. Right? Disappointment as a lesson in diligence and discipline. His story has been called one of the integration rather than transformation. Right? He took it under his control. Yeah. Next question.
Perfect, sir. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody have
Any
any
more
more
questions?
questions? Next topic we're going to touch. I deliberately did not read that because I wanted that to be in the next session where he talks about evil and ghost and all those stuff. So next question is that. So we'll
Next
read
question,
it.
next topic, read it with
Uh,
what we create in ourselves, an emotional prison,
mm,
right?
right.
And it is created based on the experiences and beliefs coupled with the level of our knowledge, or in other words, level of our ignorance. Right? When you are reading that chapter, read it with this line in mind.
Mm,
Is it ignorance? Is it wisdom?
mm,
Or is it data? Have you transformed it to wisdom? I mean, to information, step one. Is that information informed information, or is it somebody's impression of it imposed on you?
right.
Right? So if you are able to read it with that clarity, you're home or you're outside home.
Yeah. Got it, sir.
Yeah.
Mm. Yes, Masters. Any more questions you have? Anything you want to discuss? You
I
can
think
ask
people have
anything.
gone to sleep. The people have gone to sleep after this.
No, that
It appears.
it's very beautiful. The video of that Miss Universe and
Yeah.
the Lincolns.
No, I know.
Amazing.
See, when you start meditating to an extent, right, that the universe takes over and guides you. Not one single of the spiritual book is something that someone has asked me to read. The universe has been guiding me.
Yes.
Right? You ask me a question, universe has gifted me with the talent of an elephant's memory. Right? Now, when you ask me a question, I will know where I have put that, in which PPT is that.
Right. Yeah. I was so amazed. You know everything exactly where it is, though there are so many.
Right.
You'll just exactly go to that point and explain. It's really amazing.
That's what life teaches us. Right?
It's
That's
because
what
of
is
the passion, commitment. So that is remembering, recalling, registering. So that's amazing. Even for sometimes taking the book itself, after a few pages, we will sleep. And these are all the things, it is not the normal one. The mind also wants to resist. It's a thank you, sir.
No, in fact, if you really read the soul contract decoded, right? There are only three things that each of us has. One is the physical side. The other one is the spiritual side. The parameters are karma, talent, and goal. Goal is something that defines what we should be focused on. Karma is the lessons that we have selected for our growth. Right? Talent is the one that is helping you bridge the gap. So what you have to learn is going to define the talent that you require. And that's what we do in the corporate world also, which feeds us. So,
can I ask one thing, sir?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah. Even if you see that our mind is thinking or learning, these are all become that IQ. And then our heart is also feeling, because that emotions, all the things, it's connecting with the lower chakra, higher chakra, that is the heart also. So that is EQ, IQ, EQ. When the IQ and EQ is there, that becomes the physically we are acting without action.
No, that becomes the SQ.
That all the things that is coming from the spiritual. From here, I am confused. That's SQ.
Yes.
Up to this,
yes.
all the four things are required in the corporate world, because the corporate world is not only earning that money. Because when I born in the soul family, I am having some purpose. Why I born? To elevate by wisdom from that infant or whatever the stage I'm here, I'm coming to here. It is not the pleasant. It is the process. So that the spiritual is my purpose. SQ is my purpose. For achieving this, the soul is required body and mind. So all the component, all the four quadrants when you are using, with knowingly, with choosing, it is not something suffering. Then there are no suffering, and if I resist, it will persist. If I choose, that it will disappear. So these are all the four things every day we can follow.
Correct.
So that is the
here, what
people
is
are having this
important? No.
Hello?
See, no. So, what is important here in this question?
In the
You
question
have got,
means, yeah,
no,
please.
your data is coming to you in the form of IQ, EQ, right?
Yes.
And SQ.
Yeah.
Okay. But all of them are merging, and I am calling it your awareness.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now, below, what are the steps to achieve that awareness? I am taking you to PSSM. Meditation. I would use the word contained meditation.
Wow.
Right? What is this contained meditation? It is restricted to the integration of IQ, EQ, SQ. Right? Which are the components of these three. So each one you are deriving through Sajjana Sangatya and Swadhyaya. And taking all these five entities into the state of meditation with an intent is what you will experience. That becomes the wisdom. Right? So from one state to the ultimate state, how do you get there? You need to use the vehicle of meditation, so that the body is not controlling you, but your awareness is controlling you. Because your awareness in the physical world, in the non-physical world, together is your total awareness, right? Or your consciousness. Got it, sir?
Sir, what is the difference between awareness and consciousness?
No, conscience is different. Conscience has got an element of rightness and reason.
Rightness and
Reason.
okay.
Okay. Now, there are two realms that you are existing in the physical realm, controlled by moral science. Conscience in the physical realm is morals. Right? Okay. In the spiritual is your laws of nature. Right? The natural laws are governing you in your spiritual existence. In the physical existence, morals are guiding you. Are you with me?
Yes, sir, I am with you.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Wow.
And let me be very, very honest, sir. Whenever a question hits me, I am not answering it with my mind. Your question is directly going to the universe, and universe is giving me the answer. I am only the channel through which you are getting the answer.
Amazing. In that way, even myself also, I am having the mind, but I am not fully using that mind only, because that is restricting
No,
whatever thing.
that is the empowerment each of us has.
Wow.
It is not
If,
just mind.
yeah.
We are not
Because,
able to identify with it.
yeah. Because whatever the miracles it created, lot of time my self is also coming, wow, I did it. But immediately I will say, no, I don't know anything. I am the tool only. Because
Exactly.
when lot of passions they are coming, and for their daughter, for their child, for everything, my mind is not curing that daughter or child. The person who is bringing, I am seeing they required more, and they have not mentioned anything. Then I say, these things are going in your life. First, you alter yourself. Because of your DNA, your children's also suffering. And it's happened. Then they feel, yes, I was having all this problem. Now I cured that. So that's the way
Correct.
my mind don't know. But the intuition, the gods, the nature, that allows me to express what I want. Previously, I won't think. If I say something, what they will think. Okay. Now, nothing to. I will say, I am not here to get your appreciation or acknowledgement. I am here to commit it to for your happiness. Healthy, wealthy, happy mind. Yeah.
Correct.
That's the way, lot of medical time, I don't even know. But after the patient say how many years they suffered, how many they got, it's the God's will. Amazing.
Correct. Next question.
And about even that in the Reiki itself, we are having mantra, yantra, tantra, and I already initiate to you also. You will know first part only. Even from the Reiki also, even the twin flame, and also our soulmate, and also soul friends also, because even a lot of
Sir,
like you also.
all those are the contracts that you have signed.
Yeah.
All those are the soul contracts that defines your life in the form of lessons to learn, in the form of talents that you have acquired, and in the form of goals that you have set for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? In other words, all these 6 aspects, spiritual and physical, together defines what we call the soul journey.
Amazing.
Which in other terms is purpose of life. And
Amazing.
that is what is explained in that book, Your Soul Contracts Decoded.
Amazing.
And it was real eye-opener for me when it says that we have taken birth having chosen the name that is going to be part of us.
Even our own name also already chosen.
Has been chosen by us before being born.
Wow.
And that is the encoded frequencies that get broken down into karma, that get broken down into talents, and that get broken down into goals of life. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, any questions? Those who have joined late. Nima, any questions from you pertaining to the topic?
No, sir, it is so informative and you go in really detail. So,
Tell you the
thank you, sir.
meeting.
Masters. Do you have any more questions? If not, then we'll conclude the session here today. Then we'll meet. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In my practical experience, whoever they are meeting him, whoever I am meeting, I will ask. Main question is, who are you? What is your purpose of the life? Because who are you means, it is not my name, it is not my position, it's not what I am having, it is not my qualification. That I mean, what is my intention and where I am. And also, purpose means whatever the outcome, even not only the outcome, here and now I am experiencing, and the people around me, they will also experience. For example, my purpose of the life is being and causing. If I am not having, I cannot give to others. So that first I should have, not only myself, whatever thing I am having, I should share to others. What? My purpose of life is being and causing to experience more of love. Love is accepting as it is not. Then happiness. Then peace. Peace is nothing is wrong. Then fulfillment. We are in the human body, so we are also having some requirement. For that, to survive also, something is required. That too, the money also. It is not earning the money is the purpose, but money is also required. Then freedom. Freedom to do, freedom to think, freedom to act. Then self-expression. Power. Power means whatever the things I think, it is converting into reality in all the 7 areas of life. So when I created that purpose, and lot of opportunity came, that really shows what are all the soul purpose, soul contract, soul friends, unbelievable. So that purpose is being and causing. It is not only me alone or without me contributing to others. Because there are no others.
No, you look upon it slightly differently, sir.
Yes, sir.
Purpose is experience.
Yes.
Right? The ecosystem consists of that experiencing and learning. The ecosystem consists of all these modes that you mentioned. Okay. So, purpose is only one thing. Experiencing and learning.
Wonderful.
Right. All these are the channels through which this learning happens.
Yeah.
Right. Now, as you learn, the degrees of your consciousness keeps increasing. If your consciousness is equal to 35 layers, as you complete each layer, your consciousness goes up to that layer, by that layer.
So why I am sharing mean not why what I know. Now I am sharing with the corporate people also, those who are suffering. Suffering means it is not the monetary, because of the stress and things. They are having some heart problem, some health problem. So some of their relative called me, they healed. Then I told them, it is that healing part is not that permanent. One side, when we are removing the blockages, then additionally you should not add. The prevention is also, that is the way that designing our life with all the things, even that learning, earning.
No, that is not our life, it is life.
Yeah, okay.
Whether it is life of an object, life of, see, that is precisely what he means, Kirti.
Yeah.
If you say the consciousness of a dining table
Yes.
Mm.
or a chair that he asks a question, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right? This is what it means.
Mm.
It has a purpose. That purpose has to be met.
Mm.
Like you have a knife, you can use a knife to kill or cut vegetables.
Right.
Right? That is the wisdom that we carry.
Mm.
Wonderful.
Right? And what is guiding us through all this? Our experience, our belief system.
Right.
Right? And that is what is deciding the priority. Now, is your emotion controlling you or your wisdom controlling you? Is the decision-making path.
Mm. Right.
So in
I think it is again. Yeah.
in sometimes I am not having experience, I am not having the belief system, but I surrender to the universe. This person is coming to me because I don't know for the several years. Now he is coming to me. So it may be the part of the soul contract or soul thing. So I am surrendered. I am doing whatever the intuition, whatever the action is coming. And that's also giving the result.
No, that
It's
is
not
free will, sir.
okay.
That is coming as part of the free will. You
Okay.
are, by surrendering, you are adopting, you are utilizing your free will, saying, I know my limitations. This is beyond my limitations. Oh, mother, please help me.
Yeah. And you are going to produce through me. That's all.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. It is the free will. Wonderful.
Correct.
Yeah. So that way, I'm ready to experience, go through anything. It is not the
Correct.
pleasant.
So
It is
our
not
frame
that.
becomes such that we are able to experience anything. That is what is keeping your glass empty.
Wonderful. Oh.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, each author will use the word keeping an open mind, that is being mindful. All these are adjectives that are used to explain that situation.
Yeah. Maybe in sometimes when I was gone for the Babaji cave, it was a rainy season and I climbed up. When I'm coming down, I fall down and that guide and my wife, they were feeling, what will happen? I told him, okay, nothing. I am not my body. I am not my mind. In few minutes, I am coming. And after giving the Reiki, I started walk. So even though I know that our mind, body, and soul is interconnected, so that is the way I immediately started also.
Correct. Now, that's the way we can use the energies to help us stay under homeostasis. That's the word.
Even the pain also, I choose that. Yes, I will experience. If just experience, then the suffering reduced.
Yes.
Amazing.
So any other question? Otherwise, we will, it's 8 o'clock here. So it should be 10:30.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's 10:30 here.
Even for me, I want your support now by spiritually, because the people are always training, development, everything. And after the training, they are very much excited. After 6 months, when I ask what is the result they produce, nothing. And for me, every week, they will
Sir,
say,
I will be free now because I'm wanting to focus on myself for some time.
Yes.
In terms of what to do next. So I'm relieving myself from spiritual tablets soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, yes, sir.
I don't know. The universe is giving me indications through my dreams, etc.
Yes, yes.
So
that is the way now I'm calling you. When you are sharing, it is the spiritual tablet to spiritual, universal spiritual. It is operating to the bigger level. Because some of my friends from US call me, Raghuji, we are already following Japanese system, American system. We are all getting the result. We are financially get abundant. But spiritually speaking, you are not experiencing that peace, happiness, bliss, something. So I told them that is the reason I am using East and West, both the things. Money is also required. At the same time, spirituality also required. Because the spiritual science is the ultimate science. From that science only all the other science came back. So I will call you. Now I am preparing, I'm going to Delhi day after tomorrow to support one startup company. So now
let us utilize
yes, sir.
drawing the sole contract of that company.
Yes, sole contract, and he was my one of the hot passion. Now I am supporting him through him how we can, because the corporate they never allow to introduce all these things immediately.
So if you tell me, if you need, let them send me a ticket and I will come and physically be available to them if they want.
Yeah, definitely.
Along with you, of course, along with you.
Yes. Now we will finalize. Even if I want for 1 or 2 days, I can come to you also to prepare, or we can exchange.
Zoom. Don't spend.
Sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, masters. Thank you.
So today's topic is clear.